What is going on, guys? 71 Buttons here, back with another video for y'all today. As I'm listening to this video, we have made it to the halfway point of 2023, which has been an interesting year, that's for sure. And I think that put time to start a new series on my channel that I do plan on doing. Well, starting from 1996 to 2022, I'm going to give my favorite movies from every year. Why is there a reason I'm doing this? I just thought it would be fun to talk about my favorite movies, and so I don't think there's any true reason. I just wanted to, I just like talking about my favorite movies and shit. I figured why not do one where basically I give my 10 favorite, or maybe 20 depending on the year, favorite movies from every year from the year I was born, 1996 to 2022. I'm saying, but I don't think I've really got my favorite films of those certain years as well, so I figured that'd be a fun thing to do actually. So yeah, so from 1996 to 2022, the current year, I do plan on redoing that list, even the list I've done previously, because a lot of changes have been made. I'm going to give more of my favorite movies from every year. Just talk about my 10, colors might be 20 depending on the year. Movies from every year, talk about the movies I love the most from that year, the movies I enjoyed the most in that year. Plus, it might give an insight on what some of my favorite movies are, so I figured that'd be a fun thing to do, so. Yeah, I have all those lists prepared out, so I hope you guys all enjoy this series. And we're going to start talking about what are, in my opinion, the top 10 best movies of the year I was born, 1996. I don't really know how often I'll get these videos up, it honestly always depends, but I am very excited to do this list. I hope you'll enjoy this list. I will love to know your favorite 1996 movies down below. And let's get started the list, shall we? There's not going to be any honorable mentions at least for this list, so let's get started. Kicking off the list at number 10 is The Nutty Professor. The Nutty Professor is kicking off this list. I'm sure I've always loved The Nutty Professor for most of my life, honestly. It's always been one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies and performances. I mean, the guy plays like 7 characters in this movie, which is kind of pretty impressive, by the way, honestly. And while also maybe some aspects that don't really hold up too well, especially the whole fast food thing, but the movie still delivers on being just a hilarious ride from beginning to end. A movie that made me smile, that had me chuckling, has many memorable moments and lines, and it's a pretty interesting story that you really do enjoy throughout, and you do care about Eddie Murphy's character throughout. And that's what I want to say. A really great comedy that I always enjoy watching. Eddie Murphy, and I really miss Eddie Murphy. I think I'll say we miss Eddie Murphy in his comedies. Now, coming in at number 9, we actually have the 101 Dalmatians live action remake. Yes, the live action remake made this list, honestly, and there weren't really that many, like, too many great movies that came out that year, which is why I didn't have any honorable mentions, honestly, but it was still a great movie. I think I did have on the great tier, because recently I did do a tier list on the Disney live action remakes, so you guys have to check that out. But I think this actually is a great movie, honestly, that has, honestly, it's one movie I think it's honestly aged a lot better, honestly, and I think it's a lot better people get credit for. I mean, I honestly happy really smiling throughout the movie, and taking a little interesting direction into this series, into this franchise. The CGI on the dogs and everything is all great. I think the characters are really well developed here. Glenn Close, though, is easy to scene stealer here as Cruella de Vil. Like, oh my god, she was a freaking scene stealer, and I definitely like what they took her character throughout. But yeah, overall, another great, solid remake. Definitely, I think it was, in my opinion, a great remake, honestly. One I think that's gotten better for me the more I think about it. So yeah, that belongs on this list. Now we get to the amazing movies on this list. At number 8, we got The Rock. The Rock. Not that Rock. The Michael Bay movie, The Rock. The film that actually launched, one of Michael Bay's first movies that basically launched him into the stratosphere. Honestly, so you had Bad Boys before this, and you had The Rock, honestly, which I think a lot of people still debate is still his best movie, and to be honest, I kind of agree with that too. I think The Rock still is Michael Bay's best movie. At least for this one, he at least knows what he wanted to do with this movie. He knows what it was to be like, and very great action. You also got a great cast with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage, and Nick Cage is always great and everything, honestly. Just I'm going to agree on that, and he definitely delivers here. And his also great as well. The story's compelling, not the most engaging story out, not the most like unique story out there, but it still delivers. Like it's definitely a movie that really just knows what it goes for and delivers great action after great action, really awesome moment after really awesome moments. Like if you haven't seen this movie yet, it is definitely worth your time. And now, coming in at number 7, we got definitely a surprise movie on this list, because, yeah. But at number 7, we have Aladdin and the King of Thieves. Yes, a Disney direct-to-video sequel made this list. However, I actually have not seen every direct-to-DVD sequel, honestly. I guess those I did see, but there's still I still haven't watched, and for obvious reasons, you guys know these type of stuff. But for me, I think of all the ones I've seen outside, I think Lion King, in my opinion, is the best of these Disney movies, honestly. At least the ones I've seen, this one's probably my favorite, honestly. Cause, again, it definitely delivered on what a sequel should be, honestly. It tells a very interesting story about Aladdin finding reuniting with his father and everything, which I think it don't go for a lot of typical cliches that you expect from these type of tropes, and it's really well done here. Bob Williams is great as genius always here as well. The action is great, the animation is actually, well, not the best, it's still really well done here. Music is great, you get some great action set pieces, but it's a really touching moment, especially between Aladdin and his father. Being so nice between Aladdin and Jasmine here, honestly. So yeah, so this has always definitely been a favorite of mine. I think I used to have the few. Did I have a VHS that was returned before? I don't remember, but King of Thieves I think is a really well done sequel that really enhances the original movie. Well, it's definitely not the better than the original, because the original is still amazing, but it's, and of all the direct-to-DVD sequels I've seen, this is the one I've seen the best. Also, let me know if you want me to eventually do a ranking of those down below. Why did I say that? And now we get to an interesting movie at number 6, because number 6 is Independence Day. Now, if you're being real, like, this is like one of 2 movies on this list where basically, in some areas, they probably shouldn't be this high on this list, but like, this one of the cases where it could be just nostalgia talking, because like, I grew up with this movie. I grew up watching so much of the original Independence Day. Again, it's like with The Rock I mentioned earlier, it's one of those movies that knows what it is and embraces it. Knows it's dumb and knows it's idiotic at times, but it embraces it. It really goes for all that, and it really delivers on that. Again, Will Smith was definitely great here. The acting in general is great. Jeff Goldblum still showing everything he's in. Of course he does. The action is really well done. You get some iconic moments here, especially with that Independence Day speech from Bill Paxton. Rest in peace. It's just something that just brings a big grin to my face whenever I do rewatching. And is it ridiculous? Is it goofy? Is it dumb? Is it idiotic? Especially how it ends. Oh hell yes. But that's what I love about it. And that's why it's number 6 on this list. Now, kicking out the top 5, we get to another definitely iconic movie on this list. Jerry Maguire. And I love Jerry Maguire, honestly. It's definitely one of the best Tom Cruise movies out there. It's a movie that is great on the sports aspect, the comedy aspect, and it's just. This was going to also have Cuba Gooding Jr. being a scene stealer here as well, which did not age well because there are no acting roles after this, but he definitely still scenes in. Tom Cruise is great. Renee Zellweger was also pretty good as well. And like his chemistry with Tom Cruise throughout the movie, and they had a little extra romance throughout the movie as well. And of course, you get this movie's iconic lines, which you complete me. I get a lot of nice captures and moments that are just so horrible here as well. It's definitely one of the more horrible movies on this list, honestly, and it's a movie that just brings a grin to my face whenever I do rewatch it. It's great on being a comedy, it's great on being a drama, it's a great movie, and a fantastic movie in general, in my opinion, one of Tom Cruise's best movies. Like, I definitely flip back and forth with my top 5, honestly, but if moving on 5, it's still a fantastic movie. And it is funny, we go from one Tom Cruise movie to another. And that is the original Mission Impossible, coming in number 4. Yeah, I recently just rewatched all. As I'm filming this, I've rewatched all the Mission Impossible movies for their version coming out, which I'm very excited, by the way. And it's crazy that this was a. It's crazy how this franchise originally first started, honestly. It was more like an episode type of story, but now they're more like continuous after Earth Nation. It's crazy how more insane these films have gotten, honestly. Well, after Mission Impossible 2 is not the greatest in the world, but it's whatever. I think after Mission Impossible 3, the films have gotten better and better and better. It's crazy to say that the original was just a spy espionage movie that was based on an old TV series. And honestly, this is the pure definition of a film. Like, this is a pure definition of a film that has aged gracefully. I think the more serious we got, the more the original really comes a lot better, actually, if you think about it. I think getting Tom Cruise being great as always, and being a great action star. I think this kind of was the start of his action career. I mean, he had Top Gun, he had a few others, but this kind of what truly launched his craziness stuff that he would normally do in these movies. Like, I'm saying what to Tom Cruise, but that guy is dedicated. But you also get a great supporting cast, well, of course, with Big Rams being the scene stealer. You got a story that actually is a lot more complicated than you would expect, but it's complicated in the best ways, honestly. It's not like too much. It's actually a pretty compelling story that requires you to pay attention. You also get some great action set pieces here, some really great tense moments. Just a really great action movie through and through. And honestly, I do love this original movie, honestly. I think I've always enjoyed it, but again, the more sequels that we have gotten, the more this franchise has continued, the more this film I think has aged so gracefully. And I always have a big grin on my face whenever I do come out to it. So in my opinion, it is one of the best in the franchise, honestly. Probably like top 3 or 4, honestly. Again, aside from 2, I pretty much love all the movies in this franchise, so that's saying something. But yeah, the original, I think it's underrated. I think it's has aged gracefully, has great action, also great score as well. The score, chef's kiss. Now we are in the top 3, people. I hope you all have been enjoying this so far. Again, I would love to know what are your favorite movies from 1996 down below in the comment section. And again, I do plan on doing these lists for every year from this year to 2022. So I hope you guys are excited about that. But coming in at number 3 is the other movie I mentioned that in some areas probably shouldn't be this high, but this is like one of the movies I have rewatched the most out of any movies. Like definitely top 3, top 5, honestly. And looking back on it, I still do have a kick out of me. Again, could be nostalgia talking, honestly, but yeah, number 3 is Space Jam. Space Jam! Alright. I fucking love Space Jam. Again, it's not perfect by any means, but I always get a kick out coming back to this movie. This movie, honestly, based on Michael Jordan trying to go for a different career, getting into going to the Looney Tunes, or trying to stop these freaking aliens. And there's some ones I still quote, I still remember, like when the aliens come here and discredit everybody, and Bugs starts Trenton playing basketball, and everything, and then like turning like tall freaks, and Michael Jordan's acting, and the whole Mike Daffy being fucking Daffy, and Daffy being Daffy. And the whole basketball team in general having so many iconic moments that I still laugh and smile to this day. Like, like truly, again, in some ways, this film hasn't really aged the best on it in terms of effects, honestly, and certain aspects. I mean, this was done in a weird time in Mike Jones' career, so. But yeah, I still get a kick out of this movie. I still love a lot of the moments here, honestly, and that soundtrack, that fucking soundtrack, in my opinion, is one of the best soundtracks ever put in films. I think that's something we all can agree on this movie at least, but yeah, the original Space Jam holds a special place in my heart, and so yeah, it's in the top 3. Now we're in the top 2, people, and number 2, we get to an actual Disney anime movie, and spoiler, it's not the only Disney anime movie you see on this list. And that is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. For me, I've always loved this movie. I've always loved The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's always been one of my favorite Disney movies. I think it's definitely one of the most underrated Disney movies, and it's definitely got a lot of love very recently. And yeah, 26 I still think it's one of the best, honestly. Mostly because of the tone. It's very different than your average Disney movie. Especially with all the music here with with the villain song at least. With the film Fall, in my opinion, being probably one of the most menacing, one of the best Disney villains that we have gotten. Got fantastic voice cast performance of everyone on board. I didn't mind the gargoyles here, honestly, which I don't really get the hatred for those, honestly. I thought they acted quite nicely here. Honestly, again, you get some surprising, shocking moments here as well. You get moments that this basically a Disney movie that basically doesn't feel like a Disney movie in some areas where a lot of the directions it goes for, honestly. Quasimodo's a very relatable and compelling character. You get some surprising moments. The music is fantastic, like most Disney movies, especially again the villains on Hellfire, which is Chef's Kiss. The animations, it's one movie that, again, it's another one of those movies I think has aged the more it goes on. It gets better and ages better the more it goes along. And overall, the movie that also holds a special place in my heart, again, in my opinion, is one of the best Disney movies with amazing animation, great characters, great acting, surprising and shocking moments, especially with that third act. Just, again, it's very mature for a Disney movie, and I think it lives on every aspect on that front. But despite that, my number one favorite movie of 1996, in my humble opinion, is the original Scream. Yes, I think it's by now a little bit for my top 5. Honestly, I think in the end, I think Scream was always going to top this list. Honestly, because it is definitely one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and also one of my favorite films, period, of all time. Again, Scream is probably my favorite horror franchise, period, honestly, and there's also one of 2 horror franchises, at least for me, where I think all of the movies have been consistently good. It's pretty impressive, actually, if you really think about it. Not bad. I was surprised to see what they're going with 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All of them are pretty good. All of them have been great, actually, and that's rare for a horror franchise. But for the original movie, again, there's the reason why it blew up the way it did in 1996. Again, it's about that basically revolutionized. It's a film that basically revolutionized horror movies for a goddamn reason. Again, the opening scene alone is one of the most iconic opening scenes of all time. But I think they do have a lot more insane moments by poking fun at a lot of the horror tropes that they see in horror movies. Then you got Sidney Prescott, who's basically the best final girl in horror movie history. And she has some incredible badass moments here as well. Even the other characters I really didn't mind either and really enjoyed. The kills are pretty fun as well. Ghostface reveal is pretty interesting and fun. Again, the actors here are fantastic and they do play it up so greatly here. See here, I always get a kick out whenever I watch this movie. It's the definition of a horror comedy parody done right. And while obviously the sequels have not really come close to this movie, I think sequels honestly still have enhanced this movie at least. So, in my opinion, yes, the original Scream is, in my opinion, the #1 best movie of 1996. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed me discussing my top 10 favorite movies of 1996. Again, I do plan to do more this year. I don't know how often I'll get these videos up. It also will depend on how you feel, honestly. But I think at best I'll get at least once a week after you guys. So, but I'm hoping by the end of this year I'll have all these years out for you guys. So stay tuned. But I can't wait. I'm actually very excited to do this series, honestly, for you guys. And again, let me know your favorite Helen and your least favorite movies down 1996 down below in the comment section. What movie did you love the most throughout 1996 as well? And hope I have a lot more stuff coming very soon. I'm actually very excited for the second half of the year because I have a lot of great ideas for my channel, and I also thank you all for all the support recently. It really means a lot. I am Sam One Wolf Zero Productions. I will see you guys next time. As always, stay cool, everybody. Peace.